What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Northern Life here on this Wednesday. Hopefully holding on to your hats and your gloves and everything like that. It is windy out there.
It is windy.
And it's days like today. I've talked before about how the bear gets into my garbage and has drug my garbage away from my road.
Right.
Well, it's days like today, my actual garbage is on a hill. And no matter what way we put the garbage, it's always blown over into the ditch and all over the place, and we have to go home and pick it up. So it's one of those days where we're seeing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and picking up garbage all day.
You're going to have to find a big old rock to put on top of your garbage can.
Yeah, or stakes or something. We've tried a bunch of different things.
I think stakes would be a smart idea.
You think so?
Yeah, like figuring out, find the spot and then putting the stakes around it where you're able to lift it out and it doesn't shift anywhere.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, or like the things that people use when there's snow on their driveway where it pops out, so you say, this is the end of my driveway.
Yes, the reflector sticks or whatever.
Right.
I use those plowing, totally. I have a couple of those that I could use. But the problem is sometimes that I'm just lazy and it's garbage day. I have to figure out how to get that off the thing, and I'm going to forget, and then I'm going to have a full garbage for 4 weeks instead of 2 weeks.
Maybe take the extra 15 seconds to put those stakes in and report back to us how that works.
Honestly, it's something interesting living out in the woods, I'll tell you that much. But today, we're going to be talking a lot about a bunch of different things, as we normally do on this beautiful show. And does it work is the question. Rachel Hackbarth is looking at the Blade Maid, a nice rhyming product that is a fast, easy, no-mess way to clean ceiling fans. No ladder required, Ryan.
I think it actually works better when the words rhyme.
I think it does too, right? It makes sense.
In your mind, it might actually work better. And if you haven't felt it yet, Hunter, we're looking at some terribly cold wind chill temperatures later today and tonight. We're also going to talk about how you can stay fit during those colder months. But yeah, I mean, we got to talk about this wind chill, Hunter. It kind of seems like our first maybe feeling of winter. You know, a lot of folks on the South Shore seeing a lot of snow.
Yeah.
But the wind chill today and tonight going to be a problem.
It's brutal. I had no part of my skin, maybe a little bit of my cheeks exposed, but luckily I wasn't outside for too long. Make sure that you're bundled up as well. It's going to get worse, don't worry, but this is still bad for right now. I mean, look at that. We're seeing wind chills 10, 20 below zero, close to 30 below at times here into today. So winter is here. I don't need to tell you that. You guys all know that out there. But
our director Shania says, "I will cry." Yeah, you know, when that wind hits you in the face and your eyes start watering too, it does kind of make you cry.
And then the tears freeze, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you got frozen tears all over your face, and it's like, what do you do now?
Dark at 4:30. Here's also something I maybe didn't fully realize, but makes actually a lot of sense. So Hunter, when it snows, it actually sounds like more people are getting into crashes when we have minor snow as opposed to major snow.
Oh.
And so the Weather Channel was talking to a associate professor of meteorology at Northern Illinois, saying that 1 inch of snow actually more dangerous for drivers than a snowstorm. The obvious reason, because during an actual huge snowstorm that we forecast, many people opting to stay at home as opposed to going out on the roads.
What, are you just stealing all my graphics for VOs here? Is that?
Actually, I stole Tony Nargi's graphics.
It's Tony Nargi.
I took those from northernnewsnow.com where you can get the latest on your weather forecast.
Nice little plug there, but that totally makes sense. I mean, I bet if you see 10 to 15 inches of snow, everyone's going to slow down. You have to slow down. Or
stay inside.
Or stay inside, exactly. But if there's an inch of snow, a lot of people probably think, I can just blow right through that. It's just an inch of snow.
It's going to be no problem on the road.
Yeah, I've never thought about that before, but it makes 100% sense. And very interesting there. So take it slow no matter how much snow is out there. Even if there's an inch, it's a little slippery out there.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, take it easy.
That's
Stay
a good
safe
point.
tonight.
Amen to that. Hey, I know a lot of you online were asking about when our stories from Ironwood will be airing. A ton of fun out that way. They're going to come to you next week. So hold your horses, everybody. We're going to get to it at some point. We're planning to share our time out from Rigoni's on Monday, the welding blindfold, of course, at Gogebic County, or Community College, that is, on Tuesday, and then a look at the city's historic theater on Thursday. It's all things Ironwood next week. Beautiful community. Right now, they're seeing quite a bit of snow rolling through. There wasn't snow when we were there, but definitely a beautiful community, both in the winter and in the summer.
Perfect for snowmobiling, too. I understand that's going on right now, too.
We should get out there. That'd be a ton of fun.
That would be a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun out there. Excited to share those stories. Well, hey, down in St. Paul, how about this shout out for the great city of Sandstone, Minnesota? This year's Christmas tree has arrived at the Minnesota State Capitol. The 18-foot balsam fir, 22 years old, from the Happy Land Tree Farm in Sandstone, Minnesota. It will be decorated with the theme and colors of Minnesota state flag, and visitors to the Capitol Rotunda will be able to enjoy that tree through the holiday season.
That's a beautiful looking tree. So who decorates it? Is it all the Capitol employees? Is it like Governor Walz down there decorating?
I'm not sure. I guess I would have to get some intel on that. But just wanted to give a quick shout out to Sandstone, Minnesota.
Yeah.
I actually tried out Sandstone's golf course for the very first time a couple months ago, just before the closing. Yeah, it's it's a cool little, like, it's tight. It's a little smaller, but it's like a city course, and it's tight. A lot of water that I found. Definitely would give it a try if you're a golf aficionado out there.
Is Sandstone itself? I don't think I've ever been in the actual town of Sandstone. Is it a big town? Is it like what, 3,000 people?
I drove through. I can't remember if it was the main street, but it's pretty sizable. Was it north of Hinckley?
Yeah, north of Hinckley a little bit. Yep, totally. So, interesting.
Definitely worth stopping by. Well, hey, how about this for a story? Down in Iowa, a car aficionado has decorated a tree entirely of Hot Wheels. Mike White and his wife Jody are decorating a tree in honor of the bravest 6-year-old that they know, named Riley Shelton. So Riley, born with a type of blood cancer, something she will have to live with her entire life. But Mike got Riley into Hot Wheels, and those toys have helped her through some very tough times. So this tree is a symbol of her strength and the army of people that have supported her along the way. You can just tell how excited she is, too, to see those Hot Wheels on a Christmas tree.
Yes, she's got a very good support base with all her family and friends that are with her. And yeah, very excited about that tree. What a cool idea for a tree, too. Hot Wheels, my gosh.
That'd be kind of a cool thing every year to kind of decorate your tree in a certain theme. It'd be expensive, but it'd be a cool idea.
Yes, it would be a great idea.
Yeah. Hey, traditional Christmas plant ready to go. And they're thankful that Thanksgiving is now over. Here's a behind-the-scenes look inside a greenhouse down in Farmington, Minnesota, where 65,000 holiday-ready poinsettias, however you want to say it, ready for shipment. These flowering plants have been growing since the month of June, all in preparation for these next few weeks here.
Beautiful looking plant, and I'm assuming we're going to get our yearly supply of poinsettias coming up here soon.
I think we got some in the break room down the hall. They look nice.
Go.
Well, hey, coming up, the two of us helping you be the best version of you during the winter months.
Welcome back, folks. We already know that staying active and having a healthy diet are keys to a good health success, but this time of year with the holidays and the cooler weather, that can definitely derail our health goals, Ryan.
Mandy Gaither has tips to stay fit and healthy during the colder months here in the Northland.
The days are shorter, the temperatures colder, and it can make staying healthy harder.
So really going into the winter season with a game plan so that we don't put on 10 pounds during the holidays.
Dr. Keisha Davis with the American Academy of Family Physicians says hone in on what you eat. She says to avoid fad diets and focus on fruits and veggies, which is harder in colder months, but still doable.
It's time to kind of switch to the sweet potatoes, the winter kales, those other vegetables that really sustain us for the winter. And I would remind folks that getting healthy fruits and vegetables frozen is a great option.
Motivation to exercise can wane in colder temperatures, but Davis says it's still important to be active. She suggests switching up when you exercise to earlier, lighter times of day. Davis says it's also important to designate a time to be active each day. Routines can help keep you on track. And she says to be prepared to work exercise in.
Maybe it's just walking around your home or apartment complex. Maybe it's walking up and down the stairs. Maybe it's doing just some chair yoga. There are so many free videos that you can find on the internet that will just make sure that you are moving, staying active.
Davis says exercise during darker, colder months can also improve mental health, but she says it's also important to stay connected to others.
This is also an opportunity to build community, come close to the folks that you know and love.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
You know what I would like to become more knowledgeable about?
What's that?
Would be figuring out what produce and vegetables are in season during the winter months.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing. And that shows how many vegetables and fruits I'm eating.
Usually I just walk through Aldi and I see, oh, this one's a cheaper price now compared to the other times of the year. Like asparagus. I still don't know when asparagus is like the time for it.
I feel like in my mind it's all summer, but I guess not. You telling me this for the first time, I guess there are things that are in the winter.
You're hearing, I've never heard winter kale. Yeah.
What is that?
I'm not sure. But that's why we're here telling you today.
Yes.
Here are a couple more ways to stay healthy during the winter, according to experts that spoke with Yahoo Life. Be sure to wash your hands. Eat cottage cheese, which is rich in protein and B vitamins. Cottage cheese isn't all that bad, in my opinion. Do crossword puzzles for your brain. Maybe get out there and stretch. And possibly most importantly, take it easy on the alcohol this winter.
Especially this time of year.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's eating and drinking and getting out there,
Yeah.
and you definitely want to take it easy and give your body a break a little bit. It's hard this time of year, and there's always an excuse,
There's always excuses.
always excuses.
Especially with alcohol, too. You're inside for the most part.
Yes.
It's easy to say, like, hey, I don't got anything going on. Might as
Yeah.
well, have a glass of wine that turns to 2. Yeah, it becomes very problematic. But
Yep.
our director, Shadai, said whole bottle. Yes. And if you're feeling unmotivated to hit the gym lately, this story may change that. Marielle Mose meets a woman who proves it's never too late to get strong.
Big belly breath in.
This cross-generational pairing lift each other up.
And whenever we train, it just makes my day.
I picked the right person. I really did.
85-year-old Ronnie Leitonen picked Karina Waite to be her personal trainer at Lifetime Edina for one specific reason.
I liked Karina's because it included being interested in elderly people. And I thought, that would be me.
Karina feels the draw to this generation too.
My parents adopted my twin brother and I when they were in their 40s. So I already had older parents. So seeing them, like, as I age and they age, and just kind of, that was a big part. Like, how can I help them age so they can stay around longer for my life? So I'm just gonna apply resistance. I want you to do a curl.
Ronnie comes to Karina for knowledge, to learn how to properly strength train, determined to stop a common cause of aging.
I was diagnosed with osteoporosis, which really made me mad because I thought I was doing all the right things. I was exercising and I was, eating right, but after menopause, it's very common.
Lifting weights specifically helps strengthen bones, and in Ronnie's case, slow down her chronic disease.
Putting impact on the bone can help the bone repair.
She's testing the limits of that impact.
Done. You just PR'd.
Lifting a personal best while the cameras were rolling.
I really understand what they're doing is keeping us healthy enough we're not using the doctors in the hospital as much.
Building up her muscles has become Ronnie's new medicine. Marielle Mose, CBS News.
Good on her.
Right back to the no excuses thing. I mean, yeah, I can come up with a billion excuses in my head. Then I see somebody like that, I'm like, what am I doing? I got to get out there and do more.
80-plus-year-old setting some records on camera. Yeah, deadlifting's no joke. I like doing a little strength training, but I've kind of learned as I get a little older, there's folks out there that really do a lot of weight, but you don't need that much weight, and if you're doing it, for a certain amount of times, it becomes, good workout.
I think all that matters is that you're doing it.
Right.
It doesn't matter how much weight you're doing. You can get swole, as the kids say, if you
Yeah.
do it a lot, but yeah, it's good stuff.
There's no excuses here on
Get
Northern
out
Light.
there.
And if you're 65 or older, like Ronnie, you are eligible for Medicare's Silver Sneakers program, so good to know out there. Well, hey, coming up after the break, I think we're going to hear from Rachel Hackbarth. We're going to see if it works. Can the Blade Maid perfectly clean your ceiling fans? We'll find out next.
Welcome back, folks. For my fellow homeowners out there, we all know ceiling fans are some of the more difficult areas of your home to clean. So to help, the makers of a product called the Blade Maid promise to make that chore easier and faster.
But does the Blade Maid work as advertised? Rachel Hackbarth had to put it to the test.
Becky Mangus likes to keep a clean house, but one of her least favorite things to dust is ceiling fans. The $29.95 Blade Maid is supposed to make that chore easier by cleaning all sides of your fan blade at once.
I'm not tall.
No, I
and
understand.
ladders are not my friends.
Since the Blade Maid expands to 3 feet in length, we shouldn't need that ladder. All we need are these included parts.
Okay, this is how you extend it.
How's it going so far?
So far, it's working.
There are 2 different duster attachments. We're first testing this plastic one that's supposed to clean all sides of our blade at once.
It should just slide over it. Oh, please don't break.
It's a tight squeeze, but with some adjustments, our Blade Maid finally fits.
Here we go.
This attachment is more flexible. It bends in all sorts of directions and can change into a smaller size.
So it just slides over the fan blade. I think it's working pretty good. That seems to work.
Becky says both attachments did clean our ceiling fan, just in different ways. She thinks the Blade Maid works. It just takes some time getting used to. As for making cleaning ceiling fans easier, as the makers promise,
Usually they tell you just to use a rag And there again, you got to have a ladder to get up there. So I would say, yeah, it works.
For Does It Work? I'm Rachel Hackbarth.
It certainly looks like it works. I've got a couple issues. First off,
Sure.
there's a lot of vaulted ceilings out there. It only goes up 3 feet. What if you want to get up and clean a really high ceiling fan, you know?
You're going to need to put a Blade Maid on top of another Blade Maid.
A bunch of duct tape. Now we're like red-green show or something like that, putting a bunch together.
I think the product definitely works. $30, it's a very specific product
Yes.
in my mind.
Yeah.
I think the other thing I would need is to set an alarm or a reminder maybe like every 6 months or every
Sure.
year to dust the top of a ceiling fan.
I don't even think about it.
Because I've been to some Airbnbs sometimes where they have a fan in that house, and you can look up, and if the light hits it, you realize that thing has not been cleaned in some time.
Yeah, no one thinks about
You kind
it.
of forget about those places.
The nooks and crannies, as the kids would say. And my family calls me the product tester. I think that I would
Really?
have they do, because I break a lot of things.
Oh.
But I would think I would have a hard time not being a giant and pulling
Yeah.
down on the fan and breaking the fan
flimsy
blade.
fan.
Yes.
Yeah. As a kid, I loved doing like just pushing the fan and seeing how fast it could go.
Yeah.
My mom didn't like that, and
I wouldn't
rightfully
think so.
so because it'd probably be very expensive. But here's a product I don't know how to play. Hunter might know how to play,
Sure.
but I had to show you all at home. I saw this on Facebook as I had learned more about Hunter's life. Your brother Colton, who
Yeah.
sings our Northern Life theme song at the end of our shows, has a new Hello Kitty guitar he got to show off the other weekend.
Yeah.
Any story behind this one, Hunter?
So apparently this is like a metal scene sort of thing. A lot of people in the metal scene are getting these guitars. It's Fender, and I believe they're celebrating the Hello Kitty's 50th anniversary.
Oh,
Why
cool.
they paired together to do this, I have no idea.
The collaboration of the century.
Yeah, it's very interesting, but there's a lot of like metal guitarists that are buying these guitars. Dalton Hanson, my other member of the band, is probably going to be buying one very soon. And Colton bought one, and he beat him to the punch, and he was shredding this weekend on it, and he said he loves it. It's more so for the meme, as the kids might say,
Yeah.
but definitely a very cool guitar.
It's cool seeing two worlds come together, like heavy rock or metal, and then like Hello Kitty fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe if you're a Hello Kitty fan at the concert, you get that enjoyment as well.
Exactly. You can do both. Why not?
Hey, well, coming up after the break, we're going to enjoy your viewer comments when we see you in a little bit.
Before we go today, let's get to a few of your viewer comments we've seen on social media recently. Let's start with Nancy, who had a great Thanksgiving, saying, Raylan, my granddaughter, with her new brother Granger over Thanksgiving. Love both those names. Granger, what a cool name for a guy.
And look at that little bundled baby.
Aw,
that's
so
very
warm.
sweet. Yeah, wishing you a happy Thanksgiving, belated. Nonetheless, here are a couple posted on our photos after Briggs' recent visit. Pat told us, I love your show and good to see Briggs and little Wells. Happy holidays to you. Thank you, Pat. And then we had Colleen posting, it was great to see all of you back together. Briggs, enjoy every moment with Wells. He is just so precious.
It was really great to see Briggs and Wells. And she'll be back soon, too.
Yeah.
End of January, which is coming pretty darn quick.
Almost a month away, so
Yes.
we're fighting through it. And finally, we have Brian who said, Briggs, so glad to see you. Laurel and Hardy need supervision.
That's pretty accurate.
And so I had to go find the photo of Laurel and Hardy's.
Pretty spot on. I hope a piano doesn't fall in our heads or something like
is
that.
Laurel and Hardy the Who's on First, or is that somebody else?
That is Abbott and Costello.
Okay,
Yeah, but
okay.
very easily confused. Laurel and Hardy, silent era, kind of,
Gotcha.
those kind of people. Similar people.
We are anything but silent on this show.
No,
well,
no.
thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. We love you. We're excited to see you tomorrow. We hope you have a great rest of your day.
Find some time to throw a line or just head outside to unwind. That's the life in the great North Woods. Hike or bike, whatever you like. Get out in the day, enjoy the night. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, we got the life in the great North Woods. Yeah, this is Northern Life.